What do you want to be when you grow up? Are you going to college? What are you majoring in? Deadlines, jobs, 401ks, careers. These are some of the narratives society is asking us to act out. I refuse. I refuse to conform to this idea of pseudo-success. I have set a goal that by 2030, I will be living completely off-grid on a homestead on a property of my own. I will attempt to do the exact opposite of what society expects of me by challenging the status quo. This will be a test to prove whether or not following your dreams is actually possible and not just some cliche motivational speakers blurt out. From wee lads to angsty teens and well into our adult life, we are sculpted, formed, and compressed into this mold that interfaces with the game that society wants us to play. You follow the system, and before you know it, you're hurled into a world of debt, cost, and responsibilities. There is no chance or moment given to contemplate whether or not you even want to play the game before you find yourself in the middle of a fight scene on level 1, helplessly battling the debt monster. Imagine a newborn gazelle, fresh out of the womb, ready to explore the infinite possibilities that life has to offer. But before it's even gotten a chance to look around, a jaguar has lodged it in its harrowing grip. The poor gazelle hasn't even had a chance to get a glimpse at how life is outside of the mother's womb. No chance to experience what up, down, or left is. Just simply taken by this jaguar. You see, we are in the same position as this poor gazelle. Similar to the grip of the jaguar is the grip that society and the roles it forces us to fill have on us. There is no briefing. You weren't asked whether or not you want to contribute to GDP or take on a mortgage. You're simply tossed into this world of confusion and chaos. This role is known as the citizen. Analogous to the citizen is the gazelle. And like the gazelle, the citizen doesn't know any better and believes that the role of the citizen is the only role that exists. And to exist outside of that role is simply not an option. The tragic part about the situation of the gazelle and the citizen is not that they're helplessly caught in the grip of a jaguar. Rather, it's that they believe that their situation is the only way of life. Neither of them have a chance to look around at the nature of their situation before they're just forced to live out the circumstances handed to them. No chance to exist, let alone to understand the nature of their existence. As citizens, we are not prompted to explore the nature of our experience before hastily thrown into a world of consumerism and competition. If we do not realize we are in the grip of a jaguar, we are just as clueless as the gazelle. Through education and culture, society has compressed us into this mold. These molds serve as the foundation to the $84.93 trillion structure that is our global consumerism society. You see, without you buying into the role society wants you to, the wheels won't turn and the financial game will go bust. Don't believe that you're caught in the grip of the jaguar? Take a moment, ponder with me. Ask yourself, could you at this very moment stop everything you're doing and do the top 5 things on your bucket list? Can you go and visit anywhere your heart desires? If you answered yes, well, can you do those things for more than a weekend? For most of us, the answer is no. You can't just drop everything. If you fail to go to work, you fail to pay your debt. Fail to pay your debt, and you must face the consequences. You're not really free. You merely have the illusion of freedom. Free and limitless? Yeah, sure, but I have to be back at work in the morning. You hate your job, but you're forced to go. How is this any different from the situation of the gazelle? Without the citizens, modern society would cease to operate. So you must. You must go to school for 12 years, and you must graduate high school. You must attend college, where you must spend another 4 years studying how to be a perfect citizen. 4 years pass, and it's finally time to graduate. You already signed with the company, and you're going into the workforce earning a nice $100K a year. You spend the next 50 years working for the same company, but always with retirement in mind. The day you get to sleep in and spend all the money you've been meticulously saving. You'll finally get a taste of the freedom. You'll finally feel eternal with the moment. You'll finally get the time to travel, the liberty to stop and take it all in. So you hang up your hard hat and you drive home where all the fruits of retirement await. You kick your shoes off and finally, wait, you feel nothing. You can't help but feel the same you did as yesterday. The rat race was such a drag, and even though you retired, you can't seem to release like you thought you would. You can't help but feel like you worked your ass off for 55 years to get to this moment, the moment you would finally feel free. Except you don't. You ask yourself why? Why did I spend 55 years of my life chasing the bait, chasing this moment, the moment I could finally be free? Why did I wait so long for this? What was so wrong with every moment leading up to this? Weren't those moments good enough? You couldn't wait to escape the rat race, and even after giving 55 years of your life force to it, you feel empty without it. You wasted 55 years of your life working for some company that doesn't even care that you retired. Then you're reminded of the day you decided to become a businessman, and the thought of how this career would make you complete. And yet it hasn't. You're left wondering where your life went and how you could just throw away 55 years of your life like that, without question. If this is a fear you have, then you're not alone. It's crazy how society expects 15 and 18-year-olds to make decisions about what they want to do for the rest of their life. Most of them don't even fully know themselves, and you're already asking them to do the one thing they're going to do for 50 years? 50 years! That's more than half a lifetime spent chasing some career that isn't fulfilling anything besides what society thinks is the right path. No thank you. No thanks. I'll just have to see my way out. If we are lucky, we get 85 years on this earth. And to spend 55 of those years working for some company, pushing some corporate agenda that we have no influence in. I've been on the corporate boat for some time, and I can't help but feel like this individual unit of energy working for this greater machine. Like a cog. And if you're like me, losing sleep over this concept, well, first things first is, you're not alone. And second of all, it's good to be feeling this. Imagine going your entire life working for that one moment where you finally retire, and when you retire, you realize, holy crap, I just spent 55 years of my life clocking in and out monotonously and repetitively. We're always looking for that perfect moment, the perfect opportunities to present themselves so that we can make the most out of our character. Society is not really allowing us to explore that creative side to life. Most of the stuff you see on the media are of the lucky top percent that happen to make it on YouTube, or become a celeb, or go to college and be lucky enough to be making 6 figures or more. It's definitely out of the norm to be in that category. For most people, that life, however much glorified or retweeted, will never become true and will remain this dreamy, unrealistic goal. We're constantly chasing the moment, Or we could stand in Cardi B's shoes and look at our mansion and be sipping some champagne by the hot tub. But what some people don't realize is that they could literally switch roles with Cardi B and they would feel the exact same way they did before. So regardless of what situation you're in, you're going to feel the same emotions, even if you're sitting in a hot tub drinking champagne. And I know you might be saying, okay, wait a minute. I know the second I step into Cardi B's shoes, I'm gonna be happier than a pig in a puddle of mud. But the reality is, yeah, you will be happy for like 2 months. But then you'll realize, holy shit, I'm still the same self with the same issues. And for some reason, even though I have everything, I still feel unhappy. I refuse to accept that this is the way life is, and that this is the only way that it can be done. I'm gonna take a risk and do the exact opposite of what society expects of me. This is a testament to being as outside of the box as one can get. I don't want the cookie cutter home and the cookie cutter lifestyle, or even the Cardi B, Post Malone lifestyle that I find my generation so desperately chasing. There has to be alternatives out there, and I'm gonna set off to explore these alternatives. So think of me as your test dummy, testing to see if following your dreams is possible and not just some mantra rich people recite. I'm currently in your shoes, not knowing if I can keep up with what society expects of me. I want to experience life in its purest form, amongst the trees and the soil. I'm putting my foot down and saying no to society and no to a mortgage. I have set a goal that by 2030, I will be living full-time on an off-grid homestead. I want to live on my land. I want to cultivate my soil. I want to milk my cows, and I want to feed my chickens. I want to wake up every morning and feel the soil beneath my feet. I don't want to turn on the TV and listen to what Cardi B was doing last night, or step outside and all I see is pavement and concrete. I want to be as close to nature as one can get. For millions of years, life has evolved to coexist on the many ecosystems and habitats that Earth has to offer. Today, we live in these concrete slabs, erected and sealed off from the external world, where we isolate ourselves, controlling the climate to whatever comfy, all the while forgetting about the beautifully complex processes that are happening all around us. The same processes that gave rise to us, humans. Humans seem to believe that they are this separate organism living on Earth. We believe that we are the elite amongst life on Earth. That is wrong. We are still organisms. We are just as part of those processes. We're not separate from them. We're just as unimportant as moss on a rock and as powerful as Everest is big. We are life. We are all dancing to the tune of life. The moss and the worms, all made up of energy, bouncing around and interacting with one another. Please don't let your everyday rat race or your career make you lose sight of this truth. You are alive, and you are an organism on a planet spiraling through space. This is my testament to exploring this truth to its deepest point, and to demonstrate to you all that you do not have to conform to what society wants of you. We are powerful. We are alive. We are life. I want to take Roy off the map. Join me. Let's take the red pill and experience the true nature of our existence. Together, we can escape the grip of the jaguar. Thank you. If you enjoyed that, please give it a like. Maybe hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video, and there will be more to come. Thanks.